Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is another process video for Festive Friday where I am going to be using this sketch and then obviously the inspiration. Now the inspiration is going to be National Nurses Day and there's tons of different stuff on there. I decided to kind of give this a spin-off, or not like a spin-off, but like a, I don't know, a thing to the front line, because my dad is part of the front line. He is maintenance to keep one of the major clinics that is in his the area where he lives. I am originally from North Dakota, so in the city that he does live in, he works for one of the medical clinics, and it's one of the bigger ones in that area. So and he sent this picture over to me, and it's one of probably the many photos that we're all going to take about wearing the mask to work, which is normally not something that we normally do. Now, what I decided to do is that because I'm kind of giving, I know he's not a nurse. Obviously, he's definitely not a nurse. He is part of the maintenance, but essentially, I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a spin on it a little bit, and then essentially kind of just give it that little bit of a twist and, you know, show him some love and some appreciation for what he does every day, because he has to fight against this junk just as much as the rest of them do while they are working, you know, all of those essential workers. I'm fortunate enough to not have to go into my retail position anymore until after everything is all said and done, unless my counterpart cannot go in any longer. Then obviously I will take over if that's what happens. So I am now home every day, and it's very different for me. I'm not used to that. I'm used to always helping and that kind of stuff. So for me, I thought that this would be a good tribute, because this is National Nurses Day. And, you know, with this being said, it's like a huge, you know, it's a huge thing right now. And so what I pulled out of the inspiration list, I did red, I did blue, I did green, I did hearts, I did appreciation, I did superheroes, and medical. So I kind of did a little bit of everything. But in true retrospect, the three main things I did was the red, blue, and green colors, because as you can tell, my border's green, my hearts are red, are blue and yellow and green in there, and then obviously I've got my blue strips coming, and then this paper with the pretzels. It just reminded me of my dad, because it's just reminds me of my dad. And that is the red. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I did pull in quite a bit of things with this one, but I just love how this is. The sketch was pretty simple and easy. Now, this sketch came from, because I know I haven't mentioned it yet, this one came from Heather something. It's copyrighted. I will link it down below in my description, because it's Heather something, but it's so blurry where she put the, like, what she did for it. But ultimately, it is pinned. I will show it down in the inspiration for you, obviously. And so, yeah. So, really, in retrospect, I follow it pretty much to the T. I keep it to one photo. Now, I do this photo as a 4x3 and not a 4x5, because when I printed it out, it didn't quite work as a 4x5 just because of the way it printed out on my Canon selfie. So I made it into a 4x3, but then I made sure that I put enough backing on it, I guess, enough layering pieces to make it almost a 4x4. Almost. Not quite, but there. And so I pick out some of these papers from Slice of Life. This is Amy Tan's older collection that she has. And I just, you know, to be really honest, I really love this. I know that I already put up a layout with my daughter and I in a spring layout using this particular collection. And I really, truly love how it turned out. I think it's perfect. I think both of, no matter how you want to use this collection, I think it's going to be great. and it'll work out perfect. Now, I did do the squares. She had 4 of them. Now, I added a little bit of a paper on the background. She just had the squares, and I did mine 2.5 by 2.25, I think. And I'm mixing and mingling them because you'll see what I do. I do add a bunch of different little things to it. I feel that the title is fitting for right now because ultimately at the end of the day, this is all our new normal right now. And it's crazy to think that no matter how we have to go about our day and head to work, head to the grocery store, like for me, I'm shelter in place right now until the end of April. You know, those little bits and bobs and whatever you want to call it is just the new normal reality right now. I would have never thought I would have to fight for toilet paper in my life. I mean, let's face it. I would have never ever thought that I would have to go into a grocery store hoping and praying I could get toilet paper. And I'm still hoping and praying to get toilet paper. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Make sure that you go check out the blog for Festive Friday as well. That will be all linked down below. I absolutely positively love how this one turns out. I think it is perfect. I think my dad, one, is going to be mad at me because I used his photo, but I think documenting what I am going to do and how I'm going to do this, I feel that it works out perfectly for me because I really like to showcase and document things about our, you know, what's going on right now. And right now, this is what's going on. And I am going to, like I've talked in some of my other ones, I'm going to start doing, once I start to get some of my photos in and whatnot, I'm going to start to do up little layouts with it and document it and all that kind of stuff. And what I decided to do, because for him, he is not, I mean, he's kind of on call 24/7, but really not. They are, you know, they're in a clinic. So ultimately, I'm just saying, like, in a for him, he is in a clinic, so he does have, you know, he doesn't have to go in nights and weekends and you know, all this kind of stuff. But when he does have to be on call during the week and this, you know, kind of this, that, and the other. So I put down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because this is our new reality. This is real life. You have to start to enjoy the now. You still have to enjoy the now. You still have to see the good in this, because ultimately, you know, the ones that can be able to work, see the good in the fact that you're able to work. You know, there all are those little things. You know, I'm fighting the force of being in school and having kids that not want to do the work anymore because they know they don't have to really. They already know that everybody's going to pass them anyway, but they, you know, the parents nor the kids understand that they still need to know what's going on and they still need to learn, because learning doesn't stop just because next year is you know, this year is, like, if you want to put in air quotations, canceled, you know. So it is like the new normal. You have to know what you're doing and you have to see the good in things and you have to just enjoy it, because what else can you do? There ain't nothing we can do. We're fighting an invisible enemy right now, and this invisible enemy can show up sometime, somewhere, someplace. So I've been putting all of these little bits and bobs of different things out there, like Remember Today, Real Life, Enjoy the Now, things like that, just kind of hidden that. And that, I will tell you, I didn't document on there, and the still shots at the end, you will see that obviously I still haven't journaled yet. I will journal all that kind of stuff, I promise you on that. But for right now, I just haven't yet, just because ultimately, it is a big journaling spot, but I will document in there. I will talk about, like, what he does and all this stuff, because ultimately, I am going to do a 12 by 12 album for this, and I found a thing that's going to go, you'll see it. I think I do it on camera. It might have been something that I saw as an afterthought, because I do an afterthought. I had to stop the camera for a minute because I was like, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. Oh, yep, I do add it. I said, there's the thing and it says good times, and then I go, nope. And I think that that's just kind of the oxymoron of things of this, and you just got to look on the, you know, the brighter side of it. And so, yeah, so I do my journaling that says New Normal. That is my title. And then I add the leaves off to the side, as you can see, and I did that off camera. Now, I do get out my gold splatters. That is what I leave this with. You see me just kind of dinking around with it because I'm not quite sure what else to do, and it's done. So I come in with my Goldilocks. The still shots are coming up. If you are new to my channel, I would love to have you. I upload between 2 to 3 times a week. If you're one of my OGs, welcome back. Thank you. And I hope that you guys are staying safe, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.